Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the trees at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
It's the bye week for the Kansas City Chiefs, a chance for Mahomes and the crew to rest up, reset, and gear up for the stretch run. But just because there's no game this weekend doesn't mean the action stops, especially on FanDuel. Right now, Kansas City is slightly better than even money to win the AFC West, sitting around plus 125, which means $100 could turn into $225 if the Chiefs take the division again. And if you've got your eyes on the big prize, Kansas City's sitting at about 5.5 to 1 odds to win the Super Bowl. So the value's there if you believe this team's about to catch fire down the stretch. FanDuel has you covered every step of the way: futures, props, parlays, and everything in between, all with fast payouts and an app smoother than a Mahomes sidearm throw. And don't forget, every Friday on Chief Concerns, we drop our best 5-leg same-game parlay for the week ahead. Plus, JD's 10 keys to victory for what the Chiefs need to focus on coming out of the bye. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and make every snap, every bet count. The bye week might be quiet, but it's the perfect time to get in on the action. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash, our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn will be joining us shortly, and we will be having our guest, our guy, Mike Pennel, joining us tonight. Mike Pennel obviously just came back to the squad last week. Made a big deal. It was a guy that, we kind of we were vouching for. A lot of Chiefs Kingdom, was really upset when he was released this past offseason or after training camp. And yeah, he'll be coming back. He'll be coming on the show. He's a guest of ours, a friend of the show. He'll be coming back on tonight to talk about his whirlwind of the last 2 months, I would say. And also just talk about, vibes on the team and how everything is kind of coming together here post-bye week. Yeah, like we said, he's a friend of the show. And yeah, we know he's a fan favorite. It'll be interesting to have Mike talk about everything that's going on with the squad right now. Yeah, so and JD and I will talk about everything that kind of went on yesterday with the whole trade deadline and lack of moves during trade deadline day, which was, just some people I think some people thought there was going to be stuff going on, moves made, but, JD and I kind of said that was probably not going to happen, just based on kind of the history of this team. But yeah, so trade deadline came and went. JD and I will talk about, if that was a mistake, should we have made some moves? And then also we'll be talking about one of the trades that almost occurred was Breece Hall. And a lot of people in Chiefs Kingdom really wanted that. Apparently we offered a 4th-round pick for him. But they wouldn't budge. They wanted a 3rd-round pick. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. That was a mistake for the Chiefs not going for it. I personally think it was a mistake for the Jets because, he's a free agent this offseason and you're not trading him. You're not going to re-sign him. You guys pretty much traded everybody, and you guys aren't going to trade him for a 4th-round pick. I thought it was very interesting. But, yeah, we'll talk about that as well. And then we'll open up the phone lines for you guys to talk about, what do you want to see after the bye week? What do you hope the team is kind of focusing in on during the bye? So, yeah, we'll be getting into all that tonight on the show. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. I know we have a lot of people who are tuning in for this episode to hear Mike Pennel talk, hear what JD has to say about the trade deadline stuff. But, yeah, I'm honestly, for me, it's one of those things where we're a very unique squad where we will release guys, we'll trade guys, but those guys always somehow find their way back. And Mike Pennel is just his 3rd stint with the team. Pretty awesome, right? You don't usually see that a lot. And, we've talked about it before. Mike Pennel was one of those guys that you can't really tell the story of the Chiefs dynasty without talking about Mike Pennel and his role here. So, the 49ers Super Bowl, the second one, you can't say we win that game without him, right? He made Trent Williams look like, a minced meat during that game. So, yeah, it's great to have him on the show tonight, a true Chiefs legend. If I have anything to say about it, love the guy, Mike, and glad he's coming on tonight during his bye week. And also do it's his bye week for crying out loud. The guy wants to enjoy himself. He's talking to us about football. Come on. But we do appreciate that Mike's on to the show tonight. So guys, please send all your love to him tonight. So yeah, let's take a look and see who's in the chat tonight. I see a lot of people here. We got around 60 people already in here. We're only 5 minutes in. We got 60 people in. Bye week time, so it's a lot of dead air, a lot of, especially post trade deadlines, a lot of stuff not going on. So yeah, it's good to have Mike on and JD on to talk all things Chiefs. Gary Holland's in here. What's up, Gary? I don't know why does it always do that. It keeps resetting to that. Gary Holland, what's up, buddy? Hope you are doing well, my dude. Gary Holland, Cordell Robinson, my guy, Life Just Right. Who I think he wasn't expecting us to come on right at 8:15 tonight Eastern time. Lynn Hunter, what is going on? Endeavors. Okay, that seems like a new name. The picture looks familiar, but the looks like a new name. About time. What is going on, buddy? Joey's in here. Go for Casey Forever is in here tonight. Matthew, no trade, but at least made a move to get Mike back. Hey, yeah, two things happened, right? We brought back Mike, which for a moment there I didn't think that was going to happen, but we brought him back, thankfully. And then, Josh Simmons came back on Monday. So, in a way, we did two moves, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, we got Mike back and we got Josh Simmons back, and Mike will be joining us tonight. So I love that. Greg Smith's nothing better than JD when he's had a chance to look at the film. Oh yeah, JD's sending me screenshots of what he saw during the game yesterday. Not a happy camper. Not a happy camper with what he saw. I'm not gonna lie to you. Witchy Hall, what is up, Witchy? Hope you're doing well. Hippie Cypriot, Hippie, what is going on? Yeah, Hippie, what is going on? Oh, there he is. There's the man of the hour. There's the man. What's up, buddy?
What's going down? What's up, Marcus? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, We're excited for the show tonight. Excited to have, two legends of Chiefs Kingdom in one episode. You always got to love that. I mean, we have one legend every episode, but we have two legends this episode, so that's good.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been a fun time, man. Getting Big Mike out here, man. Talk a little bit about everything that's going on with him, what's been happening with him. Make his transition back here. Back at One Arrowhead Drive. So
it's interesting, right? We're a franchise that's had so many guys, like especially within this the dynasty window that we've had guys go come, but like he's interesting, right? Because this is his third stint with us, right? He's gone, he's come back, he's gone, he's come back again, and this time around was awesome that he came back because you and I were like, what, he should have never left in the first place, but things happen. But yeah, I mean, 3 stints with the team is wild, really wild.
Yeah, it is. And the thing is, you wonder why, you have 3 stints. Well, you think, they made a couple mistakes letting you go in the first place, right? That's how it is. That's how I look at it. Shoot. So, Mike has been an integral part of what we did, winning the Super Bowls. We know that. I think they know that as well. So, when we discuss these things as far as, business-wise and whatnot, business isn't always, the greatest thing. But, that's how they do things sometimes. It's the NFL. It's how it works. But I tell you what, I say, whatever happened, we righted the wrong. That's what we did. And so I'm glad Big Fella is back. I tell you what, man, he's just invaluable to the team when you have that type of experience, in the voice like Mike. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. And so I think what you realize is some things you're missing. You don't have that guy there. So yeah.
Yeah, and we saw right away when he came back. I mean, I'm still flabbergasted that Cincinnati granted his request. I mean, we talk about the whole that there's kind of a rivalry there between the two squads, but I mean, I guess with veterans, because at the end of the day, you experienced it, right? Organizations can be petty, like, no, we're not going to release you. If Kansas City wants you that bad, well, they can trade you. They could trade a 7th for you or something, or some kind of asset for you. But they let him walk on his own to go back to Kansas City, and that's pretty interesting. I mean, are you surprised by that, or is that sometimes teams will do that with veteran players?
I mean, it's the NFL, man. I'm not surprised about anything that happens. I'm not. I'm not. Just like I wasn't surprised, of course, like, where we didn't make a move yesterday, right? We didn't. And so I'm not really shocked by that.
Yeah. Greg Spence says the Bills have their Lieutenant Richardson and the Bishop. Because somebody made a comment saying, "Oh yeah," Marion Oliver says Big JD getting some love from Priest and T. Rich.
Yeah, boy, that's my guys right there, baby. Come on, like, my boys is, and it kind of goes into, man, really, because I've seen a little bit of the episode, and I watch these guys, and when you sit back and you listen to how guys think about you and how they really appreciated what you did. And also, he's like I said, these are my boys, man. These are my guys. I love these guys very dearly. But hearing, what they said about you, man, it really warms your heart. It's like, wow. Like, shoot, they appreciated all the stuff that I brought to the table, and a lot of it was true. Try to get me out on practice on time. JD, where you at, JD? Where JD at? And that's my thing. So I had we used to go, because we would actually do all our meetings up there in the stadium. That's how it was for us. All our meetings up in the stadium, and then we would go down to practice in the practice facility. And so we would have to haul tail at the meetings to get on down there. And so I guess, before, you start looking at your watch and all these things, boy, you can hear my Roush Mustang coming, whoa, 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 coming down, coming down the airhead, man, to get it down into the parking lot, coming out, getting up there to the top, get there ready. So, yeah, man, it was always a fun time, man. I need a little bit of that adrenaline, just getting there to practice. I was waiting. You know what? That's my thing. I'm one of those guys. I don't know if anybody out there else is out there like that, but I hate waiting around for things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really a guy that comes and wants to. I don't want to go spend an hour at the airport, okay, or 2 hours. I think it's ridiculous to come and do something like that. There's other things I can do with my life, right? As opposed to sitting there waiting, for them to call, for your flight, or practice-wise, I want to get there and get rolling. That's the way it works. And so I've always been one of those guys also too, Mark. When I get to the party, that's when the party starts, baby. That's when the party starts. When JD comes through the door, party is starting now. So, I might hear the party and the music jumping. I said, okay, wait till I get in there though. I come through the door. So
yeah, we have in both sides. You have my Cuban side, which you have CST, which they call it Cuban Standard Time, and you also have PST. We have Persian Standard Time. Both cultures and both backgrounds are just notorious for being late all the time. So it's usually like a party starts at 7, probably not going to get there till like maybe 8:15, 8:30.
Yeah,
or maybe 9.
Who gets there? The party starts at 7. Who gets there at 7:00 or 6:50? I'm just like, I've hosted a lot of parties over here, the Super Bowl party and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, man, we're gonna start the party around 7, 7:15, 7:30. And somebody 6:30. I'm like, well, y'all helping put everything up. We're getting everything out. So y'all get your hands dirty. Don't sit back. Y'all are part of this now of getting everything prepared. So
yeah, here's the tape. Here's the streamers. You can help put up stuff.
Hey, man, here's the ice. Let's get the ice. Keep chilled up. Ooh. Yeah. Put the little beverages and all those things.
Oh man, we forgot to get the ice. You mind going to 7-Eleven real quick and go get some ice? Exactly.
Oh, there you go, making the run. Yeah. So you have just volunteered yourself in the preparation of those things, man. So
exactly.
We put it on. We throw some really good shindigs and stuff around here, man. But yeah, good stuff.
We need the punctual people. The punctual people serve a purpose, right? You and I are probably are the late variety types, but we need the punctual people to help us get in line.
Yeah, you know what I noticed about punctual people is they're looking at their watches all the time, wait till everything starts. I'm like, see, I don't want to be that guy. This is starting. How much time I get? No. So get it all started. Okay, I'm making sure everybody is in where they need to be, and I'm pulling up the rear. Okay, and that Persian time, Cuban time, hey, CP time, we are bringing in the flavor. Okay, we are bringing in the fun. That's what we're doing. We're making a grand entrance. That's what it is. It's a grand
That's
entrance.
what we do.
So
that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Mike just let me know. So Mike he's so it's bye week time, so he's out of the country. He said they had a storm and the Wi-Fi has not been working all day.
Okay.
So that is what Mike just told me. So Wi-Fi issues. I'm happy that he's out of the country for the bye week. Get him, get loose.
Yeah, but it's shoot, hey man, this was a great time to have the bye week. I think the guys really deserved it, man. Being 5-4, this is shoot. It was time for them to have it, right? I think it was right on time, right there in the middle of the season. Gather everything up and take stock of it all. So.
Yeah, I was trying to see if Mike already had a bye week with Cincinnati, but they haven't had a bye week yet. I was going to say 2 bye weeks, not bad. Not bad for one season. I was trying to see if Mike had a bye week with Cincinnati already, but no, he hasn't had a bye yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When is their bye week? They're the same week as ours.
It's right now, so yeah, it wouldn't have mattered, yeah.
Yeah, I know that because I try to pick up Joe Flacco for my fantasy.
He's
been had Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is my guy. That's what I was.
Yeah, I had to pick up your guy Aaron Rodgers for my leagues. All the quarterbacks were taken. He was the only one available.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, but we got a packed house tonight. We got about 90-something people. I know you guys were expecting Mike Pennel, but right now it seems like Mike is having some Wi-Fi issues as he's out of the country for his bye week right now. So hopefully he can get that figured out. Nonetheless, you still have us, our 2 mugs to look at tonight, guys. So
yeah, we could talk some football, some shopping, some things like that. For sure.
So we could open up the phone lines as well, so you guys can come in and ask us. Yep.
Yeah. So all the people on here, I'm sorry, Marcus.
You're good.
All the people that's on here. Okay, what we usually do at times on Wednesday, we open up the phone lines so y'all can ask questions. So we will send our link. Okay, over in the chat, right, Marcus? Okay, tap it. Come on in. Say your piece. Ask questions. We'll keep it. When you come in, we'll keep it. Keep it short, moving fast. Say what's up to everybody. If you're new here, come say hi. Okay, come on in. Oh, thank you.
How many did you print out?
That was it. That's all I needed, baby. Thank you.
There's so many.
I know it. I needed that. There's so many for my needs. Hey, I'm on here live. You say hi to Sarah. Wait, just wait, everybody. Just wait. They can't see you. Okay, they see your head like that.
Hey.
Thanks, sweetie. Right.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Can I get candy?
Yes, you can. There you go. You did a task today. You deserve it.
What she asked for some candy?
Yeah.
There's still some leftovers left from last week. Yeah.
A lot of it. So we've gotten the philosophy down. Like, listen, okay, you got all this candy, not to mention all the candies that we have got here. This is what the girls did. So they went out trick-or-treating for an hour. And then after that, they came back and they handed out candy for an hour. And so they had a chance to do it all. I'm just like, look, we not only going to knock on doors, getting candy. And when you get an adult, you kind of realize how ridiculous it is. Like, I'm going over here knocking on doors, begging for stuff, for food, trick or treat.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, y'all get to hand out candy this year. And so I set the girls up, and they enjoyed that. They enjoyed that more, I think, than actually going home to home. Seriously. They was like ecstatic. Oh, look at those trick-or-treaters. Here they come. And they give it out different candies and stuff. They loved it. Absolutely loved it. And they're like, oh, man, you girls are so nice. It's like, thank you. And then like everybody saying out here, cuteness and all that. Yeah. So.
Well, it's a nice thing too, right? For kids to learn, like, you go around house to house, you receive, but it's all like Christmas, right? Giving and receiving gifts, right? You get to see the joy, you know, when you give candy to someone, you see, oh man, they really like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's important. It's important. Like that give and receive, you know, to know how to give
Mm-hmm.
when you have, you know, stuff to give, abundance. It's just opening up your heart, Marcus. You need to open up your hearts, and that shoot. I've seen a lot of stinginess, you know, lately in, you know, our society in a lot of different ways, and it's a shame. But I told him, I said, look, you know, we've been immensely blessed. You know, we supposed to help other people out in that blessing. So, you know, that's what the girls are learning, and that's what they're doing. And they don't mind doing that, man. But you know, they so every day I would have them saying, okay, you get your chores and stuff done. Hey, you get to take out 6 pieces of candy. Okay. Do 5, you know, I usually, you know, slide on 1 or 2 more. It's like, oh man, wow. You know, so but they love it. And so that's what they've been doing. They've been getting, you know, had to eat dinner and all that, because we don't want to ruin dinner. Like, yeah, let's not ruin dinner, okay, with candy, because I'm over it like that, just chomping on stuff, Marcus. You know?
It's a good post-dinner treat instead of like ice cream or something. You need to have some candy.
Yeah. So
I saw a viral video. I guess this family had a lot of people have their rings on, like the camera, and I guess someone went to a house, like older, like teenager, went to a house, just really took up the box of candy and it emptied it in their like pillowcase and got the heck out of there. And that same ring camera later on that night at Halloween, a little boy came over there and like saw that it was empty, and like the ring camera caught the boy like taking candy out of his own bag to put it in the person's pot so people wouldn't be empty-handed for Halloween when people came by. Which, I mean, there's hope for this world after all, Jay. When you see little things like that from children.
Hey man, there's always hope. You know, I think kids get it. You know, they understand, they get it. You know, before they get ruined by, you know, adults telling, oh no, don't do this for others. And that's, you know, we don't want to teach those lessons. You know, those are not the good things to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's supposed to be kind, you know, gentle, friendly. You know, and my girls actually did the same thing. They came up to a house and they had, I guess, a witch out in the front and had a bowl. They said, there's no candy in there. I was like, oh, really? I'm like, well, come on, let's go to the next house. And I seen them reach into their bag, start putting it. I was like, oh, good job. Well, the homeowner was there. She came in and said, oh, I'm sorry. I just kind of, she came out with the thing. So my girls went back to the bowl and started picking it. You don't need it. But it was that right there. That is what we want to be able to see, right?
Yep.
You want to see those things come out of, you know, out of people.
Yeah.
You know, from genuineness of their heart, just to give. People don't have, it's like, oh man, another kid's coming behind me, okay, and they come up here, don't see the candy. Here's something for them. Somebody else said on here, man, that you know, in some neighborhoods, you know, they do the full candy bars. And there was one table, a guy was like, yeah, he had full candy bars over. He said, man, I always wanted to do this when I was a kid. He said, and I did it. He had a big old table of all this full candy bars. He's like, man, get what you want. So
wow. Yeah, I mean, it's symbolic, right? I mean, that's just like being able to do that, leave candy out there for people, you know, who like are gonna come and, you know, they're gonna come to an empty bowl. Like, no, I'm gonna leave some in there. So it's symbolic. You know, kids sometimes, you know, like they're not even thinking about what they're doing; they're just doing it because it's out of the goodness. Because because if they come up to a bowl, they'll be kind of disappointed in seeing there's no candy in it. But especially the older kids, like with 6 to 8 range, when they kind of like get to know that stuff and they're kind of seeing that, because, you know, you have 3 and 4-year-olds out there who are going to be disappointed when they see candy bowls that are empty, you know?
Oh yeah, they are. That's all right. But hey, man, we do what we can, okay, to make this world a better place, okay? And it takes each and every one of us, all of us out here, okay?
Sure.
We're all part of this human race. That's what we're here to do. And so I always say this, Marcus, that we're all here at this particular time on this plane of existence with each other. Why not take advantage of and treat each other the way we're supposed to?
Exactly.
So, man.
The way it's supposed to be.
The way it's supposed to be. So.
Audra Chenault says they gave out pretzels. Ooh, okay.
Okay. All right. Good. So pretzels like the small I guess like in the small bags, stack bags.
The little us bags.
Yeah. Okay.
Or they make homemade one. The ones that came out like the warm, like breaded ones. Ooh, could you imagine walking around, chewing on that, chomping on that as you walk around the neighborhood?
Oh yeah.
I'd be going back to that house over and over again.
For sure. Yeah, the one that Terry Crews did one, I guess, was whatever show he was on, and the kid kept coming back, and he have a different outfit on. He was like, "You done been here a couple of times." No, it's my brother. You're like, nah, it's good stuff, man. Halloween is one of those days when you do get to see, the goodness of people coming around, putting on, silly costumes, to entertain each other. It's a good thing. We can come out and laugh and kind of share. So it's good.
Yeah. Love it. I love this time of the year from October all the way to New Year's. I love it. I love this time of year as the change in the weather, the fashion, the giving, being thankful for everything. Obviously, you can be thankful all year round, but, just a nice warm season, especially, family and friends all coming to town and stuff. I love it. Nothing better than that part of the year.
Oh, yeah. So look, man, so I'm looking over here on the chat. We got a couple of questions people are asking about the Chiefs. We could get into that a little bit, talk somewhat, and we open up the floodlines as well.
We will.
So let me ask this. Matthew Magura, why don't we make a play for Christian Wilkins? And I don't know, Matthew. Good question. We get Beach and them guys on there, man. We had to ask why. Why they didn't do that. But this is what I would say, and this is what I surmise, okay? And I said this on our show on Monday, Marcus. I said, do we have enough? Do we have enough to do what we need to do to make a run for the Super Bowl and the championship? And I say that we do. I say we have enough. They believe that they have enough. And it's really contingent upon putting guys in the right position to make plays. Andy said that on the offensive side of the football. Spags, I'm sure, lose it to the same thing on the defensive side. Okay. When you get guys understanding the scheme and everybody's doing their job the right way, the way they're supposed to, everything should work out. Everything should work out. So I don't think they feel like there's a lag in talent or in productivity in certain areas that they don't need to address those things, right? And sometimes when you have a tight-knit group of guys, sometimes they all just rally around one another to starting to make plays. Okay. What we had last year, should we make it? Where did we make it to, Marcus? Where was we at? Where we end up at?
The big dance.
Big dance, right? Okay. With a great record. Okay. And because of the guys we had in our room. And so we didn't feel like we had to go get the big names and all those different things. We wanted to invest in the guys that we have here in the building to say, let's get this thing done. I think Travis Kelce, he was saying how he was upset with, obviously, the record of where it is. But also, too, he said, sometimes it's just us getting together. And I trust the guys, the experienced guys, that's in the room to get these things done. I agree with that. Sometimes it takes the guys in the room to rally the guys up. Okay, the experienced guys that's been there before. Mike Pennel, for one, if we get Mike on the show tonight to kind of talk about this thing, because that was one thing I wanted to kind of talk about, that his value lies in not only his play and his production in the run game, but also, too, his value lies in his voice to the younger guys, okay? And it ain't just for the short-term gains. It's for the long term. It's looking ahead, far away, to saying, look, we get into the Super Bowl. The young guys got to understand what it takes to be a professional, to do things the right way, what they're asking of you, to get those things done. And so sometimes you'll see the fruits of that when the Mike Pennel, after he gets finished playing football, whenever that is, and he puts that in. He imbues that into the younger guy to say, hey, man, I had a Mike Pennel in front of me when he's telling younger dudes about what it needs, what it takes to be, the guy that we need to be to win championships, okay? So, and I get people, oh, man, the Chiefs, man, look, Andy has a successful record. We know this. Spags is the best defensive coordinator in the league. We understand that. And so I know sometimes you get frustrated when you do have losses, but there's also the trust in the system. There is. And you got to trust the guys that you have in the room to get those things done. And the thing is, man, I blasted out my thoughts, my criticism, I thought how the game went on Sunday and how we should have did a much better job. And it just didn't. We just didn't. It's easy to say, well, the guys weren't prepared, but I know that's not the point. That's not the case. It's not. These guys will prepare all season, training camp, every single day. They are trying to get this thing right, and they're putting in long hours to get those things done. Now, what it looks like at the end of the game, because you think everything's going to work, it doesn't. Should have been some adjustments? Absolutely. And so Andy's sitting over saying, hey, man, I got to look in the mirror first to say what I did and what I did not do to put the guys in position to make plays, okay? And this is what the bye week is all about. It is about reflection. It is about going back through, scouting yourself. It's self-scouting. That's what it is. You're not only looking at other teams, but you look at yourself. You're looking at what we're not doing well and how can we get better in different areas of the game, okay? That's what championship teams do. And so when I was sitting there saying, somebody put it at KCSN, I think, put out the poll, what does the Chiefs look like with these next few games? How many do we win? I said all of them. Why would we expect less than that? With the guys that we have, championship team that we got, and the caliber of guys that we have in the room, why are we expecting anything less than that? So
I know we said yesterday or on Monday that we wouldn't be surprised if there was no deal done, because if you look at the deals we've made in the past, up to the trade deadline, right? So 2 years ago we did the McCole Hardman trade with the Jets. Before that we did the Kadarius Toney trade. There has not been that many mid-season trades, and the one that would have been that, right? Because just act like Cincinnati traded Pennel to us. That would have been that trade everyone was talking about. We're going to make a deal. We just picked up the guy that we would probably have traded for, just like we traded for Noddy. It wasn't a sexy name. And I know people wanted Jalen Phillips or us to trade for Quinnen Williams, which at that price tag, no. It just wasn't going to pan out that way. And I know you said with what we have, you're confident in, right?
yes.
I guess for me, when I look at it, we've had teams that had more question marks, and I know it's a different type of atmosphere this year because we are 5-4 of the bye, and that's just kind of unfamiliar territory for us. So I guess that's why people are more up in arms, saying, we should have made a move. Veach sat in his hands yesterday, and I don't know where this is coming from, but the amount of outrage and call out of Veach and Andy Reid and a dogging of Veach, just saying he's a bad GM. I don't know what a guy has to do to be seen as a good GM. He's retained pretty much everybody, right? He's paid, he redid our offensive line. He got us left tackle. He's retained everybody. People thought he was the dumbest man ever when he traded Tyreek Hill. But at the end of the day, that's the reason why we were able to go back to back, was that Tyreek Hill trade. So it's seen a lot, and I'm sure you see some of the criticisms of Brett Veach, JD. When you hear that stuff, what do you make of fans calling out Brett Veach and the criticisms? Because I just think it's fair. Yes, you can call him out for certain draft picks that he's missed on.
Yeah,
but outside of that, he's done a pretty bang up job, and we're comparing him to Howie Roseman because the Eagles make splashes every year, but they haven't gone back to back. We have.
Yeah, I think a lot of it goes into looking at where is your team now. Okay, we sit at 5-4, so obviously you're going to have a lot more noise and criticism out there. Is some of it warranted? Sure, because you have to look at what are you doing to get better, and I think it's what people are asking. What moves are you doing to get better? Hey, look, we understand your past. We understand what we've been able to do with the Chiefs, right? Fine. But we can't sit on our laurels and just say, hey, okay, we're going to be okay with this and not do anything else and be fine with this formula. Because what people do see, okay, and Marcus, we're victims of our own success. But what people do see is saying, I'm watching other teams make moves to get better. That's what they're doing. And are we okay being 5-4 and saying, are we doing making moves to get better from a 5-4 record? And so people are sitting there saying, we ain't really moved the needle. We ain't really did anything to do that. Like Char Bink said, with what we have now, can we make pass rush better? Legitimate question. That is a legitimate question. Okay? Because I know what we chose to do is We put a lot of money in Kalofkis, okay, this past off season. Okay, we haven't signed Trip McDuffie to a long-term deal. So what we've done is we signed other guys and you know, kind of kick the can down the road for other ones. But the question is, are we getting the things that we expect out of a guy? Okay, when you pay him a lot of money, that's what everybody's asking. They're saying, "Hey, Beach, man, listen, our pass rush, we don't look at as being, you know, just dominating, right? When we look at Josh Allen sitting back in the pocket at certain times, not getting pressure on him, is that a result of us not getting certain guys in here to help rush the pass?" And sure, that's a real question. And so I think that's a legitimate question. So when you have criticism, are you getting better, right? So we look at 5-4 record, and people are not okay with it. They're not, right? The guys are not okay with it. So what is the answer, right? What is the answer? Is the answer out here outside of what we do in Chiefs Kingdom for the Chiefs to go pluck another guy that wants to be on the championship team, right? We went to go do it with D-Hop, right? We went and got D-Hop. We got certain guys here this off season. We got Fulton, we got Tillery, we got different guys that we think was going to be able to help out. But somebody sitting there saying, is there another guy out here that we can go get that's not going to break the bank, that's make us better? So I think it's legitimate, you know, to ask that question. I do. So.
Yeah, and I'll say this, and I do agree. I'm seeing a comment here. Veach is a bad man, but is a failure to realize his pass rush needed help like last season. It's frustrating. Yeah, I mean, because it does sound, we do sound like broken records because 2 years in a row we talked about, you know, fixing the offensive line, making sure we found our left tackle of the future, which we did, and also finding legitimate pass rush and just guys who can rush the passer. And yeah, we re-sign, we extend Carl Loftus, give him a big contract. But then with the cap restraints that we have, because we are paying so many guys, we are paying Jones top money, we are paying Bolton top money, Mahomes, Kelsey final year of his deal, Jawan Taylor, Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey. We are paying a lot of guys, a lot of money. It's that he needs to hit on the draft picks. And it comes to the question, are we relying too much on the rookies? Like, for example, this year, right? Omar Norman-Lott was that defensive lineman, that pass rushing defensive tackle who was supposed to be the guy next to Chris Jones. He's out for the season. And then we draft Gelati, who is starting to come along. I mean, he's a fourth-round pick. He's starting to come along. He's doing a good job. It's that with the team that we have, with the cap restraints that we have, we need these guys to mature faster than other teams because of the cap restraints we have. And that becomes a problem. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, we're keeping the talent we have, but at the same time, we're expecting big things from the rookies that we have, and we're drafting late in each of these rounds. So it's like, we aren't getting the blue chip type of guys. We're getting guys who are good, but we aren't getting guys who are day one ready prospects. We're getting guys who need development, and that might take a couple weeks. That might take, you know, the entire year. But it's just like, that's the kind of stuff that we have to deal with. And I feel like people are like pissed off at Veach for that. It's like, no, that's what you have to deal with when you pay top money to some of the guys on the team.
Yeah. I do agree with that. You know, you got younger guys that you put a lot of faith in. Like I said, Omar Lott and Gelati, and those guys are coming along, but we do understand it is a process. It is a process to get you there. Do you have a guy game ready to come in? We've seen a little bit from Charles Minhu. Charles Minhu's came back this year and done a tremendous job. So that is a plus, because we knew Charles was going to do that. He put a lot of work in the offseason to get himself in the shape to be where he is this year. Yes. And I think what people are looking for, consistency week after week, to be like this dog out there making plays and just breathing down the quarterback's neck. I think that's what they're looking for. And so some of the younger guys, when they do come along, right, there is, you know, noticeable gains that we do see that. But also, too, it's like, hey, man, but we still have the same issues of not getting in the pass rush. You know, just off the rip. And that's what we're talking about. Just off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Like off the start, like beating a guy immediately. So, case in point, if we're watching how they did us, Joey Bosa went and took over and ran around Jalen Moore, ran around Jawan Taylor. Okay. Joey Bosa's been doing this for a long time. He's game ready. When you bring a Joey Bosa in, you know what he's going to give you. But Joey Bosa going to come with a hefty price tag too, Marcus. Okay? Do we have that money to give out to guys? We don't have it. We don't. Hey, man, we start looking in our wallet. Hey.
It's veteran minimums. I mean, you know, it's
yes.
And another guy, right? So you mentioned Jerry Tillery, Janarius Robinson, the DN that we signed from the Raiders, who was supposed to come over here and give us some juice. He had a sack in preseason, then he gets hurt, and we don't get to have him. And that's another guy who, you know, you're banking on. That's the thing. You're banking on speculative ads, right? Guys who they have shown, you know, spurts of being decent pass rushers, but then they get hurt. And, you know, that's what happens. And with this year, Janarius Robinson was one of those guys. Omar Lot was another one of those guys. So, like, it's happening that way. But, I mean, yeah, you can't go out and pay guys like Joey Bosa because you just don't have that money because we're trying to protect our investment in Patrick Mahomes. So you have to cut somewhere. So it's like, okay, we'll cut a little bit on the D-line. We're already paying Chris Jones a lot of money and Carl Loftus a lot of money. We can't add a big-time guy. We got to make sure we get Trey Smith paid. We got to make sure Creed Humphrey's paid. And so, like, that's and then next year we can talk about, you know, Juwan Taylor's probably gone. We get to save about 20-something million from that. Then you can maybe, okay, you have Jalen Moore just slides into that spot, and then you go and get a pay money for a decent pass rusher. I mean, that's what you have to do, but it can't all be done in 1 year.
No, it can't. You know, you make priorities where you can. You know, you say, okay, what are we willing to give up and what are we willing to invest in? And so we decided to invest in the guys that have been here in the locker room, which I think we should. And somebody said, you know, you're going out there trying to get a rental for a year, okay? Or you get a guy that you know you got to pay. Like, we know after this season's over, he's going to be looking for some big money. So he ain't only going to be here for a year. We just don't have that. We ain't got it in the kitty. We just don't. So.
And which makes the draft picks even more like important for a team like us. So based on everything we just said, because you are paying so much money elsewhere, you can't really spend money in free agency. So then you're like, okay, well, that fourth round pick might be getting a lot of playing time. Ashton Galati, case in point. That's a guy who might gain a lot of playing time. So, like, you can't just trade that fourth round pick willy-nilly just for a guy for a couple games, and then in the offseason he's gone. He's not going to resign here. So that's why Beach has to be, like, picky about that and selective about that. I know we're going to get to another topic about a guy who we almost got yesterday, but, like, that's why he's got to be picky. And I think people just kind of the tunnel vision. Just in the Super Bowl this year, it's not about beyond that. It's not – Patrick Mahomes isn't at the end of his career. I mean, this isn't year 20 for him. He's not retiring next year. We need to go all in. If that was the case, if Mahomes is in the Kelsey situation right now, we think it might be his last year, then you make a move like that. But no, like, I mean, we still have a decade or more with Patrick Mahomes still, so we're not going to make those moves this year. I mean, I just think that some people just had too much tunnel vision on this season.
Well, I mean, the season is what matters most right now. They could worry. Let the future take care of itself. Okay, we'll worry about that once we get there. But the time is now. The time is now. So when we're sitting there saying this is the revenge tour, this is what we want to do, get our lick back. We got to get those things put together. And Pat said that. Pat was saying, "Hey, man, look, you know, at a certain point, you got to start, you know, bringing in wins. You can't start giving up, man. We can't keep giving mulligans to teams, okay? Because it starts getting real tight as far as playoff down. Look, I don't care. As long as we're in the playoffs, I'm like, that's all we need to do. We need to get in the playoffs. We're going to be fine. That's all it is. So the thing is, they looking at this and you start looking at measuring teams and seeing like, okay, who's going to be here? What we're going to do, you know, in our division and stuff like that. So we still in a good place to win our division, I think, you know. So, hey, we just got to run the table, which we can do. So.
Yeah. All good points there. I was saying something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, hey, and that's the thing. We, in this draft, like we talk about guys who are going to be making impacts day one, like Omar Lot. Unfortunately, he's out. Josh Simmons started right out the gate. Gelati getting reps. Yeah, that's the thing, too. You guys look around the league at the amount of guys who were taken in round 4, round 5, who probably may have been cut, because I don't track every team's 4th round, 5th round guys, may have been cut. Guys probably haven't played at all, only playing special teams. We have guys who are taken in the 4th round and 7th round who are getting rotational reps with us. Not every team's going to play a 7th round pick. Not every team's going to play a 4th round guy, but we have to do that because of the restraints and the cap restraints that we have and guys like that. And Rashard Smith's getting reps. July's getting reps. So like, that's the thing. That's the thing too. So like that.
Well, let's address this one. Everybody's kind of talking about Abasa, Drew Tranquil, right? Everybody's, oh man, why isn't Abasa playing? He's just doing special teams. Okay, we talked about, he was the green dot down there at Senior Bowl. We know what he brings to the table. He's a very capable, very fast linebacker. We understand that one of his fortes is covering, tight ends, running backs, wide receivers. He has good ability to do that, to be a coverage linebacker. But why haven't we seen him for Summer Tranquil is the question, right? People's asking, like, well, how come he's not in the game? What's going on? Okay, when you see a Tranquil fall down, on a corner route, by Kincaid, and you're like, okay, that was, kind of ridiculous to see that. But Marcus, I made this point. I said, we don't see everything. We don't see everything at practice. We don't see everything on film. We don't know how guys prepare. And I said, if coaches felt that way, then we will see Abasa. Okay. One guy I'm definitely going to trust, Marcus. One guy I'm definitely going to trust in the defensive football room is Steve Spagnuolo. Okay. He's going to know better than me or you. Okay. He's going to know better than us. Right. I mean, he puts all these things together, man. He's a mad scientist, getting guys developed, putting guys in to make position. He's doing a very good job. He's using Chanel in a lot of different ways, right? We see him coming on the line of scrimmage, stand-up linebacker, playing that technique, 3 technique and all those different things, moving guys up and down the line, so he's doing a lot of variability in those things. So Spags and the coaching staff is going to know better than me or you or the fans out here what a guy's strength is and his weakness. It's not like they didn't all of a sudden Joey Boston came like, oh, you a couple linebacker? We didn't know that. Oh, we didn't know what you could do. They scouted this guy. We drafted him for a reason. Okay. If the guy that they drafted is better than the guy that's in there, guess what? You know who they don't mind playing? They don't mind playing that guy. We see that, have we, Marcus?
100%. I was going to say that what you just said is the reason why we're not seeing Christian Fulton. Is the reason why we're not seeing Eli Mitchell, because they feel like the guys like Rashard Smith, those guys are getting the reps. They feel like Noah Williams is playing so good that actually Christian Fulton, he kind of fell behind during the training camp and the early part of the season, but these other guys playing well. We're not going to play him. They're going with the guys who are showing the best out there. So that's the reason why. It's a great point, JD.
Yeah. Shoot, that's what I'm gonna do as a coach. I'm looking at him, I'm like, shoot, if this guy right here is better than you, guess what? Well, he deserves reps. I'm gonna put that guy in. Okay, you're gonna have to earn it. You're gonna show it. You out there on the practice field. And here's the thing, though: when you out there practicing, Joey Bosa is going against. I said Joey Bosa. What he's going against, he is going against our number one offense. That's what he's lined up against. Now, he's going to run out the defense at, scout team-wise, but he's still going against Travis Kelce and Noah Gray, Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt, Worthy, Rashid Rice. He's learned. He still had to go against our number one guys. And nobody say don't make a play. They don't ever tell you not to do that, Marcus. If you out there make a play, make a play. You know why? Because then that'll show us this right here is not going to work. We can't run this route against this defense. Because if our guy in the practice sniffed it out, you guess what they're going to do in the game? Same thing, right? So you try to run perfect plays against this defense, but these guys out there are still balling. They're still balling. They're still out there trying to make plays in the confines of the defense that they're playing. So coaches watch all these things. That's what I'm saying, man. It's in a full evaluation all the time, every single day. Look, the coaches ain't missing this. They're not. They ain't asleep at the wheel. They're not. They're not. So we can say that because it might make us feel good. Like, man, maybe we know something. Man, I seen Joey Bosa go down and make a tackle on special team. How come he ain't playing more than Tranquil is? Well, we seen Drew Tranquil come in and start playing when Willie Gay was we seen the writing on the wall, didn't we?
Yep.
He's like, okay, I guess Drew Tranquil's pretty good because he's cutting into Willie Gay's playing time.
Yeah. And I feel like we are prisoners of the moment. I mean, like last year we had the complaint every game was like, oh, we're getting gashed by running backs out of the backfield. We're getting dominated by tight ends. This year, up until this game, tight ends haven't really done anything against us. It was just this game, and everyone's going to remember going to the bye, Drew Tranquil falling. And like we talked about, right, we draft guys for the now, but then we also draft guys for the future, right? Because Beach is not only tunnel vision on this year, his job is to look forward, right? And it seems like Bossa is a future replacement for Tranquil. I think Tranquil is on I think this is his final year for Tranquil. So Bossa seems like he would be the guy to take over. And maybe just right now is he's still getting, mentored and getting ready for being that guy next year. And he's just not the guy right now. And I think this year specifically, I think it shows you if a guy's ready, they're gonna play you regardless of how much you're getting paid. Case in point, Josh Simmons, Jalen Moore. They could have easily weighed Josh Simmons. You know what? You're ready. You're ready to go. No more medical red flags. But just because you pay Jalen Moore, we're gonna start him instead, and we can maybe ease you in eventually. No, Josh Simmons is ready. They put him out there. And they're not gonna just change it up just because they're paying you a certain amount.
Then we see, just in the defense side of football, right? Let's go on the other side. Jalen Watson was able to come in, late round pick. We've seen other guys come in. Okay, Noah Williams is getting a lot of playing time. He's, kind of in and out, different things. So we've seen guys come in and make, and play, right? Same thing, Gelati, Omar Norman Lott. Those guys, they getting significant playing time. Why? Because they show it. They show it's warranted for those guys to come in and split time. Shout out to, I think Gelati something player, the rookie player or something. I never heard of that before. But
Jay, you got an award last week?
He got recognized for, I think, something.
We had the half sack.
Yeah. So somebody recognized him. I don't know what it was, but I seen something on Twitter. I'm like, oh, shit. Good job recognizing, what Gelati does. Okay. And he's just going to get better.
Yeah.
He's going to get better.
So, JD, I did want to ask you about this. I saw somebody commented earlier about it, and I'm seeing another comment right now. Nakes124. Can you talk about what is wrong with the Menahu? He's been terrible. Why do they keep putting him out there? So, JD, you've kind of pointed out that you say Menahu, he had a slow start. He's kind of come on as of late over the last few weeks, but then there's a lot of criticism on him, and I don't know why. But what have you seen from Menahu? Because I think people are kind of looking at PFF numbers, and I don't think his numbers are that high. Which, you and I kind of scoff at PFF. But what have you seen from Menahu? And do you see why some people are saying he hasn't looked the best?
I don't know. I mean, certain plays can be glaring for a guy, right? So maybe he didn't get a pass rush, and then all of a sudden he got hit, knocked down on the ground. Didn't look like he had a good pass rush, and so sometimes it stick out the guy's eyes. But what I see on film is Menahu actually getting some. He's getting up there. He's getting some push. Okay, he's creating some type of pressure. He's gotten some sacks in these last few weeks. Matter of fact, he was back to back at the games. I think he had sacks, and so those are the things you're looking for him to build on. And it's one of the things I wanted to talk to Mike about was how good this line is with, the Bills. Okay, there's some big boys up there. Them jokers right there, they monsters for a reason. You see them suckers walking around, man. Them jokers look like, like Sasquatches. These are some big jokers. I could tell. I'm like, look, I'm a big dude. When I'm looking out on the field, I'm like, yo, this sucker right here is a big guy. All right, big, recognized big. Okay, but that being said, there could be times that, for him, he could disappear. But he's getting double teamed. There's times he's getting double teamed too and getting chipped. Teams are still doing this. So we're looking for him, that's what I'm saying, to be dominant each and every play. And maybe he's not dominant each and every play. But he does come in and he Menahu doesn't give up. I will say it about Menahu. That joker right there, man, brings it each and every time. Okay, that's one thing you could guarantee. He's out on the field. He's coming with something. Okay, he's going to try to make the play, like all the guys are trying to do, but he's going to give extra effort. And sometimes it might get him pushed down because he's giving some extra effort, trying to get to the quarterback. But I think Menahu's had a pretty good year. Seriously, for me, I think he really has. And we're looking for other guys also too. I'm sitting there saying, well, Menahu, because of his versatility, he helps out a lot at defensive tackle and defensive end. He can do those things. The other guys might be compromised. As far as I was saying, man, in the run game last week, it looked like Kalafdis was compromised. He's getting pushed around a lot of different ways. Not just him, it was other guys. So into the grand scheme of things, you want this to be a unit, the defensive tackles, defensive ends, the defensive line unit to be successful. Okay, you can look at individuals, but you want that unit in itself to be successful in with what we do. So I think what we do, it calls for that. It does call for that, Marcus. So.
No, I agree. I mean, like we always talk about Jones getting triple teamed and double teamed. Other people got to do stuff because that's another thing. Jones getting killed from fans because they're posting his PFF grades saying it's the worst grades he's had in a long time. But again, it's tough to do stuff when you're just getting, it's exhausting too. You're getting triple teamed all game long. It's exhausting.
Come on.
He's not getting any younger on top of getting triple teamed every year. So, I mean, it's taking years off his life, poor guy. Yeah.
We asked a guy to put a cape on week in and week out, and he is, without a doubt, we looked at the diagram, Chris Jones gets double teamed more than any other player out there. And he's alone, Marcus. There's like nobody else around him in that. That's who Chris Jones is. And they know what you need to do. You need to attack Chris Jones to be successful. And I'm going to tell you what, as an offensive player, you put a hat on him, you stop him, okay, it's going to give you a good chance, all right? Because he cannot be that factor that beats you. He can't. So, yeah, you mentioned double teams, but shouldn't that mean someone else should be getting home? It does. Everybody else has a one-on-one. Knicks, 124? Yes. It means somebody else needs to win. Need to win your battle. Hey, man, that's step up. Let's go. Chris say, man, I'm sure Chris don't have that. I'm like, I'm out there fighting for my life. I'm getting double, triple team. Y'all guys is one-on-one. Go get home. Go get home. I think that's what he was when we go back to training camp when him and Kalafdis kind of got into it. Where Chris was like, hey, man, go get 15 sacks. How about you go do that? Don't be okay with where you are. Go get 15 sacks. So it was good. We all pat ourselves on the back, but daggone.
You're right. I mean, it's a good point. Kyle Harrison, what about our $20 million a year man, GK? George Karlaftis, I knew that was bad money.
I think we knew what we were getting. Look, I was one of those that sung his praises. George Karlaftis is a guy that's a high motor guy. He's gonna come out there, he's gonna be relentless to get to the quarterback. That's who he is. And what I wanted to say is I wanted to see George Karlaftis this year just went off the beginning, off the start. With a quick little move, get around the defensive end, the tackle, and make a sack. We wanted to see more of that, right? As opposed to falling into a sack. But that relentless spirit that he has, okay, and passion he brings to the game, that's what we bought. That's what we invested in. All right? That's it. Things are relative. Is it bad money? I don't know. Not for what we asked him to do. I think the Chiefs are fine with that, and I'm sure he wanted more sacks off the start. We want to see that too. Nobody shoot. I think that's important. That's important, right? I think George.
I believe he's on pace for the most sacks in a season for him.
Okay.
He's got 5 at the midway point. His career high was 10, I believe. Yeah. So, I mean, Yeah, 10.5 in 2023. He had 8 last year, so 6, 10.5, 8, and 5 right now. So I think he's on pace to exceed the 10.5. So that's good at least.
Yeah.
Georgia Saul, number 2 edge. What do you see? What you see now is what you'll get. Yeah.
Yeah. He's shoot. He's not going to get you 18 sacks in the season. That will take initially beating guys off the line of scrimmage immediately. But I think his forte is the relentless spirit of coming down when they try to take off running. Josh Allen, here comes George Karlaftis, right? Falls into it because he's just not going to quit. I tell you what, guys like that I'm just telling you from a player standpoint, guys like that are always hard to block. You hate guys like that. You do. Why? Because you want the guy that's initial pass rush to come in. It's like, okay, if I stifle him, he don't have another move. Okay. Or you keep him for you got a clock in your head. Well, it's 3, 4, 5. Okay, then he'll kind of give up. He's looking around. George Karlaftis, he's spinning, throwing, hitting you in the chest. You keep going, and you take out running like, oh, my job is done. And all of a sudden, here you go, he makes the tag. You're like, dang, got it.
we always wanted that when we played the Bengals a few years ago in the AFC Championship game. I remember we talked about, man, I wish we had a Trey Hendrickson, a guy who's, I'm not comparing Karlaftis to Hendrickson, but as far as the high motor aspect of it, we didn't have a guy like that. To have a high motor guy like Karlaftis, I mean, it brings something that we didn't have before. Yeah, is he a guy who's going to go out and get you 20 sacks a year? No. But it's a guy who's going to bring it on every play, which he does. And like you talked about, I wish he finished more on the quarterback, but again, he's going to give it to you every play. That's something that we just didn't have before with the edge rusher. So we do have that in him.
Yeah.
And I do think it does, because I'll talk about the criticisms of Veach with the Karlaftis and the D line. Like, sometimes you hit on draft picks, sometimes you don't. And I think I tweeted this from our account yesterday saying that I really do wish that the pick of FAU panned out to this point. I was hoping this year would have been it, because you think about that, if that pans out, you do have a rotation of solid defensive ends, right? And yes. I mean, FAU was late first round pick, was supposed to be slotted from anywhere from a late first round pick to second round pick. If you give us an added production of a guy who's a 9 to 10 sack guy, I'm not even saying a 20 sack guy, a 9 to 10 sack guy, like that's 9 to 10 more sacks we would have, and just hasn't panned out for whatever reason. And sometimes you're going to hit and miss as a GM.
But man, I went. You know what? I went back and I evaluated this film in college. I was evaluating him. I'm just like, yeah, it makes sense. He do that little dance he does, hey, shoot, I was wanting to see a lot more of that. And for whatever reason, just doesn't come to fruition. We've been patient enough saying, look, we wait, it's going to be this year, this is what's going to happen. It's going to be this year. Yeah. Jared Allen, man, if George could be like him, that's why Jared Allen has he has a gold jacket.
Yeah, we all wish he could be like that.
I know Jared Allen real well, going against him in practice every single day.
Well, I'm sure you guys had battles.
Oh, yeah. Jared was special, man. He was a special guy. He was one of those that could just beat you off. He had a mixed bag of things, not only power, but speed, but also, too, he had great hands, bend, all those different things. Another was just relentless. So
he was a combination of all the things we were talking about. He's relentless and had the skill to get 20 sacks.
Yeah, good against the run. I mean, he had the full package. Full package, that's for sure.
Yeah. So JD, another topic that I've seen a lot of people commenting on was another one I want to talk about tonight. So with the trade deadline yesterday, I know it was last few weeks have been rumors of, Chiefs go running back, they go defensive lineman. We said they're fine without we're running back. We're going to go defensive lineman would be the one that we would choose. And yesterday, the right before the 12th hour, the 13th hour of trade deadline, Chiefs apparently offered the Jets a 4th round pick for Breece Hall. Jets are trading everybody yesterday. Breece Hall, free agent after the season, so it would have been a rental and potentially, do they sign him? Do they not sign him? But anyway, 4th round pick, they offer him. They say no. They wanted a 3rd round pick for him, and that's how it ends. Brett Veach didn't bite after that. A lot of fans are pissed off about it because they said that Veach traded a third and a sixth for Kadarius Toney, but they couldn't trade a third for Breece Hall. Breece Hall actually, one of our Chief fans actually tweeted that same thing. Breece Hall actually liked that player's tweet, saying that Brett Veach traded a third and sixth for Kadarius Toney, but wouldn't trade a third for Breece Hall. And Breece Hall liked it, which I think is funny. Do you think they should have pushed harder for it, or do you think what Veach did, holding, standing pat with the on the fourth, was a good move for us?
Hey man, listen, we got as a platinum, artist in Kadarius Toney. You dropping his album. We got an album drop and coming in making plays. Man, you killing it out here, man. You know he's gonna get all of that. So that's being funny. But hey, could he have done it? Sure, he could have. Maybe just thought it was nope. When they go in, there's certain look, they don't go in this thing blind. They know exactly what they're willing to give up, how far they're willing to go. And it was just too rich for his blood. They were sitting there saying, yeah, third round for us. Because we get a guy like Gelati and all those guys, we invest well in our third round picks because they're going to be players. We don't want to give a guy like that up. We'll give you a fourth. Looking at our history, our fourth round picks are kind of so-so. We don't quite know. Third round pick, can't do it. Because we invest heavy in our draft pick, third round pick. That's why, Marcus. Because at the end of the day, what do you have to do when you get Breece Hall here? What do you have to do with it at the season's over?
You got to pay to make it worth it.
You got to make it pay, right? So not only do you do that, you're shelling out the draft pick. Now you're sitting there saying, hey, now we got to pay the guy. And here's the question. Here's really the question with this, okay? That's why I thought we were fine in the running back room. Does Breece Hall, is he the difference maker that we need in the offense?
Would they give him enough totes to make it worthwhile?
Is he going to run the ball 25 times? In this offense, no, sir. It's not going to happen. Sorry. Can't. We got Rashid Rice, Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce, Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyquan Thornton. We got receivers, okay? And we got a cannon back there, okay? Throws the ball. I don't think we invest enough in our running back and our running game to do that. Our offensive line has been okay at times. I'm looking at the grades, offensive line. I'm going to give you the grades, offensive line, Marcus. Okay? For the ones I have just down here. Let me see. So they got a C- last week, C+ the week before then, B-, B, B-, C+. That's what the offensive line has been. Okay? That's protection and run game. And we ain't running even from the 2-yard line. Did one run from 2-yard line, and that was it. Then it was all pass. We came out against one of the worst run defenses. Okay? Worst run defenses. And we came in and threw the ball, second half. First two throwing the ball. 11 carries, Sasha. Thank you. 11 carries for Kareem Hunt, and he was eating. He looked good. Tony Romo was even saying, Tony Romo was like, hey, man, it looks good. Well, Tony Romo, man, he gonna hold, the bag up there for the Bills. He can't, he gonna hold that. But Josh Allen, these guys, he gonna get on their back and ride. And he's like, man, Kareem Hunt looks good. It's the way they need to do it. Hey, anyway, now we're gonna throw it out. We're gonna do something else. We're gonna do what we do. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna run. We're gonna throw the football. We're gonna throw the football. I'm sitting there back and like, man, how can we not bring in big personnel at the end of the half to get that touchdown? Dang, got it. JD, give me PSC. I'm sitting over here. I get hot just thinking about going through the play calling. And it's frustrating. It is. Because we had chances and opportunity to run the football, run the daggone ball. We were sitting there saying that. CAH came in and got a couple of shots. Elijah Mitchell, his wife's tweeting out, there wasn't nothing wrong with him. We just not going to run the ball. We not, shoot. Breece Hall can come here. Beautiful. He ain't getting 25 totes.
RPO, leaving the R out. That's what Kansas City area youth chat said.
Yeah. We just, we weren't even looking at RPOs like that. We had a game plan that we were going to attack them secondary. And we're going to throw deep. Beautiful philosophy, right? Because they're wounded back there. Get it. No doubt about it. But there is a contingency plan that we knew was going to be able to work, especially against the worst run defense. Isn't that right? The next to worst run defense in the league?
Second to last, yeah.
Second to last. Okay, so they second to last. They were the worst. Second to last, Marcus.
Still do, yeah.
I'm giving at least, I said this. I did a formula. We're averaging around 68.5 plays a game offensively. Okay? Somewhere around there. 30% is like running the ball 20% of the time. It's 20. We got to run the ball 20 to 25 times. We need to do that. Kareem Hunt deserves more than 11 carries in a game like this. Why? Because it moves the chains. It sets you up. Now you're not looking at 3rd and 17 and 12 and all these different things, and guys are getting holding calls, and Jawan Taylor's offsides, and they calling that. They ain't going to call them these in a run game. So, love to have a Breece Hall, but we got talented guys here. Okay? Our offensive line needs to open up the holes and all those different things. That needs to happen. It's got to be more consistency doing that. All right? Give these guys what they want. Give them what they need. The big boys up front, let them maul jokers. That's what needs to happen. I don't want to absorb blows when I'm out there, man. I want to punch somebody, Marcus. That's why I love running the football. Please. That's what Priest and Tony, we was talking about, our offense. They knew we was going to run down your throat. They knew it. We going to hit you dead in your mouth. As a matter of fact, we line up. We say, we running it right here. We're going to line up again. We're going to right here. This is where we coming. Y'all stop us. The whole stadium knew it. Everybody, the announcers, everybody knew it. We're coming here. This play. Preach the point to it. This is where we run it. And dared y'all to stop us. They couldn't do it. Now, obviously, it's different now than what it is, but you still have that about you. Football doesn't change. It doesn't. It's blocking and making tackles and hitting. It's a physical game. Our guys up front want to be physical. You don't think Trey Smith want to maul some jokers? He's asking for that. King Suma, he don't want to keep backpedaling and doing all of that, pass blocking. King Suma, let him lay on a couple of folks. Let him do that. And I said this: we run a couple of traps against against Bosa. Addy took a lot out of him. Get a couple of those. Let Trey Smith pull around for him and plant him in the ground. He would remember what that felt like. I think we'll get there. I do think we get there. But we do need a balance on those things. We have to have it. We got to do it. And I get, man, we got an awesome arsenal of players on the outside that throw receivers. And they should get the ball. 70-30. How about that? Can we do 70-30? 70-30, ready, break. Good. There we go. Good. At least that. 65-35. Perfect. Beautiful. We're not saying 50-50. We're not even asking 60-40. But dang God. Come on now. We'll get there. I know I'm yelling out here. My wife probably like, wait, what is he yelling at? But she already knows because she's yelling at the TV with us, So
Yeah, I mean, it's the one thing, the one complaint we've had is about that. It's like, you bring in Breece Hall, it's like, okay, are you going to utilize them enough to make it worthwhile? And again, we talk about these draft picks, these fourth-round picks, I've seen some people say the third-round pick we've been more successful at hitting on guys in the third round than we have in the first round, if you look at Veach's history. These are important picks, especially with us. Even the fourth round is important for us. And on a guy who might be gone in the offseason anyway, it's one of those things. And also, too, Breece Hall is good, but, like, I've seen people talk about him like he's Walter Payton and Barry Sanders. It's like –
I seen you, Marcus. I was like, oh, look at Marcus. I said, I've seen you.
Well, I mean, he's okay, but like, I mean, I don't watch a lot of Jets games, and he's a great back because he's multifaceted. You can use him in the passing game as well as the running game. But like, we're talking about trading for a third round pick for a guy who hasn't had 1,000-yard rushing season yet. I mean, I know he's done a lot in the passing game as well, but I mean, come on, like, people were talking about like we were getting Barry Sanders on this team, and it's like, A, it's not going to be enough to warrant that. B, this is a guy who's like, I mean, it's on a contract year. I didn't get it for the mere fact we're going to run enough. We have solid running backs in the room right now. Breece probably would be gone, would test the free agency market in the offseason. And again, too, like, this is the best of both worlds, right? You don't trade a fourth round pick. If he really does want to come back to the Midwest in the offseason, you can come take a visit with us. We don't have to trade a fourth or a third round pick for him. We can sign him outright. So I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's better in the long run. We keep our draft assets, and he comes to us in free agency. But a lot of people think he's going to get paid in the offseason. They obviously haven't been paying attention. Running backs don't get paid in the offseason, especially a guy who doesn't have the numbers to back it up. So I could see him signing with us in the offseason. I just don't see it as far as this season. So I'm happy that Veach stood his ground on it. I think I might be in the minority, but I'm happy if he still stood his ground. But I do think the Jets messed up because you had nothing to lose. Just take the fourth round pick. You're getting a fourth round pick for free. You're not going to sign him, so just get something for him.
Yeah, but I mean, shoot, you can, but they weren't willing to settle for that either. If they do have a bright spot, if he's like one of the rare bright spots they have, okay, they're like, all right, we'll hold on to that if we need to.
But they're shipping out everything else. I mean, Quinnen's gone, Sauce is gone, almost Jermaine Johnson. I mean, like Breece Hall, you're not going to re-sign him in the offseason. I mean,
I don't know. They might.
They might.
They might. And what they might do is they might lowball it. They say, hey, man, we couldn't get nothing better than a fourth round pick for you. So that goes into their negotiation tactics, right? I mean, you know how they're doing running backs now these days.
Yeah.
Hey, they was James Cook couldn't get $85 from the Bills. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is wrong. I'm seeing all of this is wrong. Josh Allen is up there making $100 million a year, and you over there trying to lowball James Cook. He's half your offense. Matter of fact, I would even say, probably 60% of your offense now. So, right. Hey, man, I know we haven't gave up the stream. You want to open the floodgates, man?
Let's do it.
I know we kind of over here, man. So we're going to open up. We right here in our chat. Come on real quick, okay? We're gonna roll everybody fast. Love for everybody to come say your piece, what you want to. I know you're talking over here, but hey, come on. We can actually see your face. Say what you need to say. Come say hi to everybody. I know Big Mikey's out there, man. Look, he's on vacation in a different country, and we weren't able to have him on. But
yeah, we apologize for that, guys.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes Mother Nature will take its course, and I'm happy that Mike is okay. Mike just said that there was a storm that hit, and the Wi-Fi was down all day and stuff, so it hasn't been figured out. So
good,
he apologized. He'll come back on, so he'll be all right.
Yeah, he will. Big Mike good for it, man.
So I apologize for any of the false advertising if anyone feels that way.
Man, things happen, brother. Shoot. Bye week. We understand bye week too. He's taking time out of here, so but It's good. I'm glad y'all here so we get to talk to y'all. So y'all want to come see Mike, y'all get to see a little bit of JB and Marcus. Okay, us doing our thing. And so guys on here, keep coming back. All right, keep coming back. So we're gonna have a heavy thing on Friday, though, Marcus, right? Okay.
Oh,
so we
yeah.
have this in the chat. We're gonna have a good bout, if you will, contention of guys coming in. All right.
So Friday, guys, we've talked about it before. We talked about it Sunday, and we talked about it on Monday. But Friday, instead of our betting show, we will be hosting two content creators. One is Carrington Harrison of The Drive radio show in Kansas City, and we'll also have Lance the Spoken, very popular Twitter account. He's been a guest on our show before numerous times, and they have a feud going on, specifically about Chiefs takes. Someone saying Lance claims that Carrington has utilized, repurposed a lot of his tweets on his radio show. Carrington says, "I don't copy you at all," and they kind of like take shots at each other a lot. So with our platform, we want to try to mend fences, and we're going to talk to these guys and see where this feud stems from, because this is legit. It's not a joke. Where this feud stems from, and how can we kind of bury this hatchet here? Because I mean, it's just there's too much hate in this world, especially over Chiefs topics. We're gonna dislike each other, take pot shots at each other because of Chiefs topics. It's ridiculous. But again, and then JD also has some things to say about from a player's perspective when he does see these type of takes, and what does that mean to players, and how does that sound, and having them kind of elaborate on what they mean by that. So I'm very curious to hear how they respond to you, JD, in that situation.
Yeah. Can't wait, man. Can't wait.
So we got our first person tonight. We got our first guy, DeMonte Greenbeans, coming in here to talk bye-week shop with us. DeMonte, what's going on, buddy?
Hello, can you hear me clear?
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Green Beans.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on camera, man. I'm just sitting in the garage looking crazy. That's all.
It's all good, man. What's on your mind, babe? What's on your mind?
Hey, man, shoot, just they lost, man. Hey, we ain't running the ball, but I'm not mad. I'm not mad at them losing like that. I've heard y'all say that people say that we gain strategy on the Bills and then go into playoffs and then catch them slipping in. But it has been kind of playing out kind of funny looking like that though. But now it seems different. It's everything catching up to us.
You know what, man?
Yeah.
We go to win every game. That's where I look at it. We're not looking to give up any game. We're not, like showing our hand and those things, because even if you win a game, you still got to go and you got to do a contingency plan when you go into playoffs. So why not win the game? Why not go in to win? You bring out all the stops, and you can still make adjustments the next time that you play them, because you realize the first time that you beat them, it ain't gonna work the next time, right? You a military guy, everybody listen. They ain't seen you. They seen your formation. They see what you done ran, right? They're studying it. And so when they have all those things as far as like, how you move and operate, they're going to do something totally different the next time that you're going to go against them, right? So I don't know. And everybody, Randy has his playoff playbook. No, no, that's not how it works. He goes in. We're not trying to be 5-4 right now. We're going to win with a full deck. A full deck. That's what we're trying to do.
I still think Chris needs some help. Chris needs some help. I've been saying it. I've been saying it all season, all off season. Chris needs some help. I've been putting on different Chiefs, platforms. I'm like, yo, Chris needs some help, yo. Because of that, when them Super Bowls, man, he had his pads like this, his front of his pads right here. I'm like, yo, no, dog. That's when it don't become okay. I'm a fan of the dude as playing football. Then it become, yo, what y'all doing to the dude? Why y'all ain't giving this man no help like that? You know what I'm saying? I don't. You wouldn't want nobody putting help pads in your face, no matter how much you're getting paid and shit. Like whatever.
Right.
That's how I see it.
No,
shoot.
Right. But I think that's why we what we did is we addressed the defensive line, okay, in the draft. We got Norman Lott. We got Gelati. Okay. So we got two defensive guys on the D line. Okay. Now, people will contend that Norman Lott he's a pass rush defensive tackle. is he a guy that's complimentary of Chris Jones? Well, it looked like he was starting to come on, right? But like we say, it was a process of him getting better. But you wanted the guy to come in immediately and make an impact that was going to be a monster. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's hard to do. But
hard.
at least somebody that can take some of the blocks, either on the weak or the left side, weak or the strong side, and then Chris can still move around on the edge and do what he do, so they can take up some kind of flack off of him. Because I've been seeing him going on that edge because he been getting double teamed, and that's in the middle. So
Yeah.
and then they'll come chip blocking.
Yep.
Even though if he's in the middle as well, they'll have somebody blocking. They'd be like hitting him right in the gut.
Yeah.
Another running back. They let the rush come by. And then another reason why they wasn't really rushing too hard, because Josh, he'll take off running on you. He a big dude. Yeah, so it's like you got to try to keep your bearings and try to keep them in front of you. Don't let him go past you. Don't go past Josh, because it's hard to get him in. So I saw that. I kind of took that into account in a way. So yeah. I think we still good. I don't care. I just enjoy the adventure of the team I rock with. You know what I'm saying? And you got to tell me, man, where'd you get that hat, dog? Where'd you get that hat, dog? I can't find that hat.
Man, I got this. I got this out in Kansas City. I'm not sure where I got it at, man. When
It's got the Monarchs joint.
Yes,
it's
sir.
got the Kansas City Monarchs.
That's right.
Well, yeah.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah, I know where I got it in Kansas City, man. But if I find something, I know I'm like, oh, I gotta get this.
I still got the old Chiefs hat with the fur on the joint. I kept that. It's like from a few years ago. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kept that in the box.
Yeah.
Marcus, what's up, bro? Have you ain't ate nothing good yet? You ain't ate nothing that hit you. You ain't ate nothing fire yet, bro. Come on, bro.
My dad's Persian, man. I'm always eating something good.
Yeah. Y'all food be got a lot of veggies and a lot of
Somewhat.
Y'all do it.
That's more
Not
shish kebab's more at Turkish and Afghanian.
Yeah.
Persian not so much with vegetables.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like y'all got a lot of stew kind of.
Somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a lot of stews. Yeah,
but
a lot of stews.
A lot of rice, a lot of meat.
A lot of rice. I eat a lot of rice too. That basmati rice, yo, hey, the chat.
Yes,
don't sleep on that basmati rice. It's a big bag. It come in a burlap bag. It probably costs you about a good $50, but it'll last you. You ain't got to keep buying no rice. If you get a rice cooker, get that rice cooker. That mug go hard. You can set it and forget it. I can't even see the chat.
Oh, you can't. So there's a question right here. I'll give you a question. So somebody's asking. So I know you guys kind of touched on the Bills secondary, talking about our tendencies they saw on the field. Is there maybe a silver lining so they can address it sooner than later? Absolutely. So silver lining here. One thing you get to know is you got to realize that everybody's watching you. Then everybody's watching your body language. So if I'm coaching up down, this is good for a coach to say silver lining. Okay, guys, I'm telling you, when we run routes, we got to run routes to win. We got to run routes when we thinking about a go route. We got to run a go route. We got to get open every single route. We can't take a play off. We can't jog on something. We got to look the same on everything that we do. And so that's a good coaching point for the guys to see, okay, other teams are doing film study on us to try to learn our tendencies, right? What other things can we do also, too, from an offensive standpoint to have a little bit more comebacks, more back shoulder throws and things of that nature where we might have like an option route on a guy, right? If Xavier Worthy, we know he runs a 4.2, fastest guy in the NFL, guess what? I'm going to make it look I'm going to run by you each and every time. I can run me a little stop route. That's easy money. That's easy money. So, hey, they going to bail. Harrison was bailing because he's like, oh, I can run with Xavier Worthy. Okay, let me put these stoppers on you real quick. Put these brakes. Ball. And so you work on those things, those timings. And you got to make that now. That's part of like your repertoire now. You got to put that into your arsenal, right? You have to. We did that against where Pat threw the interception against who was it? Hollywood Brown. Who?
What against the Bills?
Yeah, no. Against with the Raiders.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Commanders.
Oh,
The bad
Commanders.
shoulder one.
Right, yeah. And because he was so slow, so that's why he intercepted it. Right? Well, we know if y'all two are, y'all beside each other, we going. So throw that ball over top now. So those different things that you learn, okay, that during this bye week that we can do. We sitting there saying, look, man, we got, Happy Gilmore out there. We got to beat him. Yeah, beat him. Right? So those things like that, there's a silver lining. There's a silver lining. Guys knowing that, yeah, we are being watched on everything that we did.
What was it a mistake for Buffalo to? I've seen a lot of people say that it was a mistake for Buffalo to actually go out and say what they learned from film study and especially the body language part. Was it a mistake for Buffalo to let us know that they can read Xavier Worthy's body language?
No,
They probably trying to tell the rest of the league on the low.
Yeah,
but it also gives us time, like you said, that gives us time to fix that issue, though. Also, so
Yeah.
it is kind of an advantage for us to know. Oh, Xavier's giving that away. All right, let's fix that. I mean, it's kind of a giveaway, right?
well, it's gamemanship, right? So yeah, we let you know, hey, we're watching your body language. Now we might not tell everything, but this is something that's easy to say. We can tell in your body language. Guess what? Regardless of, we still gonna be ready. So now we know, okay, we're checking everything out, taking your step, your route combination, what you're running 3-by-1, and all of a sudden we was talking about is they're looking at us, the things that we do in motion, because we're trying to find, if it's man or zone, right? Well, here's the combination run over here. And the guy, I can't think of what was the safety?
Bishop.
He made some good plays.
He did.
Film study immediately. We hear Ed Reed talk about it. Ed Reed talks about it all the time. He talks about, man, when I'm looking at the two guys I'm looking at, hey, Tom Brady, what he's doing, okay? And I'm wanting Peyton Manning. I'm watching their tendencies. Bill Belichick gave him high praise. Why? Because Bill Belichick say, that's exactly how I would do when I'm breaking film down, is what Ed Reed's doing. That's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I would tell my guys. When Ty Law said Bill Belichick would do the work for him, Bill Belichick was like, hey, man, they're going to run this route. I guarantee it. If they don't run this route, it's on me. If they throw a touchdown on us, it's on me. But you do what I tell you to do, and you're going to be successful. So Ty said, man, he did all the work for us. All we had to do was just show up and be there. And it worked out. So this is what ball is, man. This is ball. You're trying to teach young guys that, how important film study is. That's the thing. Sometimes guys don't quite get it and understand. When you're doing film study, other guys are studying you too. So
Yeah, I like the chess match of ball. I like the chess match. That's what I like about the game itself. And it's so vast, and it can be in so many different combinations and on one play. You can attack in so many different ways, or it's 3 different ways probably, so on what I'm trained on how to do certain stuff, but you always approach something in 3 different ways, positive, negative, and a certain type of outcome that you might have to adapt to.
Yeah.
So I don't know how the NFL player is taught, or if you kind of learn on your own, but I'm hearing like y'all learn on your own or you are taught. But at what level does the film aspect come into learning the game? Is it in college?
Oh no.
Because it seemed like the game is already cut in half because of the field is so wide. So they only operating on really one side of the field. That the side, the dominant side, the strong side of the ball is on.
Yeah. I tell you this. So you watch film, obviously, high school, college, you get more of it. But you don't quite understand the importance until you get into the NFL. At least for me, I didn't. Like we watch film, what teams do, and okay, and this defense they line up in, that's what we're gonna run against this. But then you get to like actually studying the individual, the man, and this is what they're talking about. So when I'm sitting there, I'm watching a guy put his leg back. Like I know for us, I could tell when we run a pass with Jawan Taylor's stance. I could tell that. Offensive line. I'm watching guys, and I'm seeing what we're going to do based off their line, their alignment. Same thing defensively. That's why they try to disguise those things. They try to disguise as man in zone. They bail real quick. You try to learn all those different things. But there's telltale signs through the individual that gives it up. And that's there right there is the value. That's what keeps you employed. You know what I'm saying? So, it's young guys don't quite get it when you first get in.
Yeah, they just getting there.
Yeah. This is something you learn, or you got to learn on your own. I heard when Kobe Bryant he said, man, you got to figure it out. He said, I had to figure it out. He said, every different guy, every guy that comes in the league, Jordan had to figure it out. He said, I had to figure it out. My skill set and stuff, I had to figure it out. And so it's on the man to do that. You have to.
Hey, I'm like this. After all this time, after I've been following the Chiefs, and then out of nowhere, we end up drafting this quarterback. And this dude end up becoming MJ at quarterback. We ain't never seen nobody play like this before, no quarterback before. In the history of the NFL, we ain't seen nobody do nothing like this before. Mm-hmm. Then you got a legendary coach that's been around since the 80s, maybe. He one of the last coaches. Coach Reed been around since the late 80s?
98?
Yeah, 90s. Yeah, 90s.
Yeah. Like he done seen everybody. Come on, man. Y'all gotta relax. I'm not tripping because they done did all of this. If they don't win a Super Bowl this time, I'm not tripping because we've been in the Super Bowls and we've seen what happened ahead of time, and we already knew what was going to happen. So we already knew. Kansas City Chiefs as a fan base was always real knowledgeable in a way. We ain't on the way Cowboys fans. Some teams, they just be on some weird, like they don't even see it. You just, come on, man. You got to at least see what the truth is either on your own team too. But
I do think some of the points you're saying, DeMonte, like I've been responding to people's comments all week on our channel. It's because they're not used to losing. And the only times I've seen is after we lost to the Buccaneers, we had a massive amount of people who unsubscribed to the channel because they didn't want to see anything about Chiefs anymore for that offseason. And then at the Eagles game, and then the Eagles Super Bowl, and then this past week, I've seen so many people say, time to fire Brett Veach, time to fire Andy Reid. It's time to blow this whole thing up. And Pat can't go another year without a Super Bowl. It's like, what are you talking about?
What are y'all talking about, man? Next year. Like, yo, what are y'all talking about? They brand new. I remember, man. I'm a fan from when you would see Lamar Hunt around in the neighborhood, like at the grocery store, riding around, or you would see Derek Thomas and Neil Smith over in the dot, across town, or old boy Smith. They used to play D tackle. He used to be around the way too.
Yeah, Neil Smith.
He used to go drive around. Yeah, we used to see them. They used to go to church and all this other stuff around the way.
Yeah.
Y'all brand new. Stop doing that. And then different eras. JD, y'all could have did it, but y'all just had problems. Y'all just had a little defensive problem. I've seen every area. Man, dude. Neil and them could have done it. Yo, JD and them era could have done it. JJ Burton and them could have done it. But I like all the eras.
Yeah.
All the eras had something else. They all had something different. All the eras had something different. Now, this is just the era we in right now. When Pat gone, what y'all gonna say? Come on, man. Andy got to retire. What y'all gonna say?
We hurt, man.
Come on, man. Mm-hmm. Y'all got to relax, yo. Sheesh. It's not the end of the world, yo. I know what bad look like. You don't want to see that.
Exactly. No, they weren't around for Eric Winston in those days.
Lord.
JD, from a player's perspective, though, when you hear fans saying blow it up, I mean, again, we talk about 5-4 for this era of this team. It's kind of uncharted territory It's 5-4. I was on that roundtable show yesterday, and I said I'm not worried, and everyone was just kind of rolling their eyes at me for saying I'm not worried about our team. But when you hear fans saying to blow it up after going 5-4, as a player who's been in a lot of locker rooms, be it 5-4, 4-5, 6-3, 3-6, you've seen a lot through 9 weeks of a season. But when you hear fans saying to fire Andy Reid, to fire Brett Veach after a loss against the Buffalo Bills, which we lost by 7, not by 28, we lost by 7, and people are acting like we just got blown out of the water.
It just tells me that, like Deshaun Hammond says, these new Chiefs fans have no appreciation for it.
They must be 10 years old fronting on the comments. They must be 10 years old or something. They were just brand new. They just got off the school bus and they just did that, got off the school bus and then walked up the street.
Someone will throw out, I've been a Chiefs fan for 52 years, and this is disgusting. That's the kind of stuff I see.
Here it is. This is a good one right here. What you said, fantasy football mentality. That's how my wife is. If my wife has somebody on her fantasy football the 1 week and they don't score a whole lot of points, she's getting rid of them. I'm like, don't get rid of Saquon Barkley because he didn't score a lot of points. I'm getting rid of him. He look terrible, this guy. I'm like, okay, send him on over my way. I'll take it.
Hey, when I knew Pat was cold-blooded is when he came, when it was that run, it was some throw, and he threw it to Conley in the back of the corner of the end zone through 2 people. When he threw that right there, I'm like, oh hell no, for real? That would look like that's like the MJ fadeaway. Automatic, the MJ fadeaway. Yeah. Some of y'all didn't get to see Jordan, but man, when I saw he do that, ran around and then came back, and then he came back at 13 seconds. You got to get 11 dudes to agree on something to come back in 13 seconds. Y'all need to stop, man. And y'all worried about right now. Y'all need to be ashamed of y'allself, yo. Some of y'all probably don't live in Kansas City too.
Yeah. This right here is great. Message right here. Not only have the Chiefs not missed the playoffs in the Mahomes era, but they've never missed the AFC Championship game. We spoiled. I'm like, man, just give me a modicum of that,
Spoiled as hell.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, this is perspective means everything, and new ones don't. And
y'all acting like one of them kids that be acting a fool in the grocery store 3 hours away. That's how y'all acting.
Well, from your standpoint, JD, your teams have that championship pedigree. You didn't get to that point, but for you, you're like, man, I would have loved to play in the AFC Championship game. I would have loved to have done that.
Heck yeah. And we went out there. I mean, we were swinging. We were swinging every game to win. I don't think people realize, man, how much it takes and the energy it takes to win a football game. And then I heard somebody said the other day, yeah, I know the NFL is rigged. That's the one that runs through me. I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, oh, not you. Like you buying into the rigged stuff? I'm like,
yeah,
man.
Well, we had a comment about a couple weeks ago. Someone was trying to it's rigged. Even JD's teammates said it. Larry Johnson said it. So that's how you know it's true. I'm like it's not true. God.
Yeah, LJ no one rigged.
It literally cited that in the comments. It's like that. You guys already know the outcomes of stuff. JD knows because LJ said it. It's like okay, enough.
Did he have airbags installed in his pads when he was getting hit?
That's what I'm saying. Hey, they probably could have saved me from a couple of knee surgeries. I didn't want that. I didn't have that in my contract. I didn't want to get
for real, yo.
Dislocated elbow. JD, you gonna have a dislocated elbow this game right here and be out?
It's scripted.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Dang, got it. I got to take this. Wow.
It's nuts.
It's crazy. It's craziness, man. But hey, this is kind of where we are in the world today with things.
Y'all gotta relax, man. Gotta relax. Relax. The team that we got, if they make it and do what they do, what y'all gonna say? Come on, man. And then we ain't never seen this type of thing happen yet.
No.
And then if they make this go pop, oh man, y'all need to shut up or just go get a new team. I'm gone, man. I got somebody calling me and shit.
All right, my brother. Hey, man.
All right, man.
We'll
Take
see
it
you
easy, buddy.
tomorrow. I'll let you.
Always a good time with Del Monte.
Oh, always.
All right, guys. Well, it seems like that is the episode. That is it. I don't think anyone else is coming in the chat tonight, but appreciate Del Monte's time. Appreciate all of your guys' time tonight. It was a fantastic episode. Again, we apologize for Mike's technical difficulties with the Wi-Fi. We will try to get him on at some point during the season. If not, we'll get him back on in the off season. But we appreciate all you guys coming in, giving us all your time tonight and your attention. We love y'all. And again, JD, like JD and I said, Friday night we're gonna have a debate between two content creators. It's a bye week for our team, but in the content creating world, we don't have bye weeks. So we're going to let these guys kind of spar over good, solid debate about why they tweet what they do, why they say what they do, and hopefully we can make amends by the end of the episode Friday. So it's going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah. And I can't wait to hear their takes about us not making any moves for guys, too. God, this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful conversation, man. So y'all come out here, man. Y'all, it's going to be something, y'all, that everybody needs to show up for this, right? We're going to come out, air all our grievances, and let's go have a conversation and talk. We're going to bring it all in. So both good dudes, man. I like them. And so
both have questionable takes.
Yeah. But I think part of it is to be controversial, right? I think that's part of it too. I think both of them live in that world. I think you do some of that because you're in the media world, and you got to throw things that's salacious or controversial. And I think that's one of the contentions is: are you just doing this for engagement, or do you really truly believe this? And some people truly believe it, and I'm not saying the guys don't, but sometimes you throw some things out there. You do. I'm like, where'd they come from? But everybody has different opinions about things, right? I'm not discounting, their opinions. Somebody, both these brothers believe what they believe. They do. So yeah.
Yeah, and one of the points of contention is one thinks that his stuff is being copied by the other one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I have a bunch of evidence that I've been given by Lance the Spoken to pretty much highlight what he's upset about, and he wants the other side to pretty much admit that he copies his tweets and talks about him on the air without giving him credit for some of his takes. But again, but some of the stuff, it's like, I mean, we'll talk about it on Friday, but some of the stuff, like, you can't say it's your idea. I mean, like, I think one of them was Lance said that Tyquan Thornton, they should think about trading him. He tweeted that like 2 days prior, and then a day or two later, Carrington's on the radio station saying, I think they should maybe trade Tyquan Thornton. He's not getting many reps. It's like, I mean, just because you came up with that idea initially doesn't mean he came up with that on his own. You don't have a trademark over like a take like that. I mean, it's not like that out there, like nobody else is thinking about that. Because I mean, a lot of people are thinking it around the trade deadline time, but that's amongst one of the things.
Right. But I think, what the other one is saying is, like, if you've been using me as a source, you got that from me.
For sure.
Right. So, yeah, man, this is going to be a good time. Y'all come out here on Friday, man, to come see us. Hey, with that being said, thank you all for showing up. Appreciate it. Hey, hit a like out here. Subscribe for us if y'all haven't done that. Look, we're going to keep rocking. That's what the Chiefs do. Big Mike, I hope he's doing well. We'll get him back on the show at a different time. We're going to keep this thing rolling. It's just going to get better and better week in and week out for us. But thank you so much for coming out, ladies and gents, Chief Concerns family. Like I said, I always talk about the things that y'all have done as far as sending prayers and thoughts our way. Let's continue to do it for each other out here as well. Love each other the way you're supposed to love each other. That's what we're supposed to do, and that's how we're supposed to carry ourselves. But Marcus, man, appreciate it, my brother. Love you. I know there's a lot of people on here. Hey, y'all know how I feel about each and every one of you all. Love you, girls and guys. Appreciate you so much. We will see you on Friday.
And shout out to all the contributions tonight. KC Dog 9779, Cheese Fan from SoCal, and Char Banks. Appreciate the contributions, guys.
Appreciate you guys. Ladies, thank you so much. All right. Y'all be good. See you on Friday. God bless.
See you, everybody. Love you, JD. See you, buddy.
Love you too, brother.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.